one, Maclunkey.
Maclunkey.
Welcome, everybody, to our She-Hulk Episode 5 spoiler discussion. We're joined by Till Plays and Brutal Richard today, special guests.
Hey.
And the regular AJ, of
Is
course.
me.
Avengers Ensemble.
Avengers.
I got Avengers. What about Avengers? I thought that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, that was the episode.
Avengers was good. We're out of here.
That was the highlight. So
That was the highlight of the episode. We're out of here. Thank you so much for watching.
this was the debut of Till Plays, and that was it.
Yeah, I would have. I did listen to the previous podcast. I would have loved to butt heads with everybody in those first 4 episodes.
Let's
Oh.
go.
So, what'd you think of the Rings of Power? I'm just kidding.
I knew it.
I should watch that show because I am a fan of Lord of the Rings. For some reason, I just have no interest in it.
Probably because you're a fan of Lord of the Rings.
That's fair. That's fair.
God damn you, Richard.
All right, so let's start this off.
Watch.
So,
Is it okay if I have the episode playing? So that I
yeah,
can
of course,
remember stuff?
That's what I
I
always
mean,
do.
yeah, it's fine.
We'll
So
be
let's
doing
start
the-
off with like everyone's rating.
Yeah.
Sam, what'd you think first?
I would say that this was like, as a rating, I'd say just a solid like 7 out of 10 area. Where like I thought it made even last week's episode in hindsight a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Like if these had been like a coupled together episode thing, I would have been more into it almost. But I enjoyed this week for sure. It was tight. So yeah, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Till?
I feel weird about like giving stuff ratings, especially in the Marvel universe, because I like different projects for different reasons. I will say I'm probably never going to give any of these episodes a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I would say this is one of my like more favorite episodes because I was laughing out loud a few times at some of the jokes.
Yeah, like that fucking lawyer guy
Yeah.
doing some funny shit. I love that.
I love the part where her friend, I can't remember her name, she was speaking Chinese, and the guy's like, I don't speak Chinese.
We were literally saying that before the show. Like, that was like the funniest.
I'm watching right now, Ched just bursting through the door, and the the part where you think he's going to have like a heart-to-heart talk to Jen, and he's like explaining how the law works to a lawyer. I was laughing at that.
I like that was like how last episode when she like got the document. He's like yeah. So like she got to it first. So like it's her name now. It's like oh yeah. Is that how that works? Is that? Like... Anyway, Richard, what do you think?
This is my favorite episode so far in a show that I think is dog shit.
All right.
I like it. I love it. That's a great review. Put it on the cover for the episode.
Yeah, like this episode was like a 6 out of 10 in a show that's a solid like 4 out of 10. So that's good.
Yeah.
Good ratings.
For me, I would also give it like a 7. I think I'm still holding out. Like for shows like this and like Rings of Power and all this stuff, I'm waiting till it's all out to like actually fully judge it. Because I did that with Obi-Wan Kenobi, where I was judging it episode to episode, and I was like, these episodes aren't doing it for me. Like up until the very end, where I'm like, fuck, now this show's like an 8 or 9 out of 10 when I was giving it like 6s and 7s before.
But to me, it's like in that case, I just think they should have made a tighter film type thing then, because that show just still feels kind of meh.
Like the first like 4 episodes of that show are pretty meh, but then like the last 2, I'm like, fuck, this is peak like Star Wars. I love this shit.
I don't have as much stake in She-Hulk in that capacity.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
exactly.
with this show being more of like a laid back.
But I'm still holding out hope, hoping that it might pick up in the final episodes, which I think it might, especially like Daredevil coming in and stuff like that.
But like, what are we going towards?
Yeah, like because I thought Titania was gonna be like the final bad guy.
I don't know.
Well,
I
might
was
still
thinking
be
about that
honestly.
today watching this episode. Like, where is it leading, and where are we going to see She-Hulk next?
Nowhere. Bad
We're gonna
writing.
see She-Hulk in the Avengers, the Vongers.
Yeah, I imagine that. Like, do you think she's going to show up in any other thing before then?
fuck no.
She's
You don't
gonna
think
show
so?
up in Daredevil.
No way.
I mean, Charlie Cox was interviewed at D23, and he kept bringing up how he wants to keep working with Tatiana Maslany and wants
'Cause
She-Hulk.
I think
on
she's actually a
Daredevil
great
again.
actor. I think she's doing awesome.
She is my because like I was stoked to know that she was going to be in the show. So like,
Yeah, I think she's
Yeah.
great as I think everybody in the show, from like an acting perspective, is fantastic.
Yeah, I just
think
think
that the writing of the show.
I was just gonna
is,
say
like,
the writing's a bit
so
cheesy.
awful.
Like it's,
absolutely.
but
And
then
I think
again, it's
they're
like
leaning
it's like
into
a comic, like it's a comic
Yeah, it
movie.
is,
I think
yeah.
we need to like remember that like a lot of comic book shit is very
Well,
cheesy.
that's my feeling for it going in. Like I was very low on the show going into it based on the trailers.
Yeah,
And it's usually like I even when stuff looks bad, I'm like I trust Marvel, and it's probably going to be better than I think. But I had very low expectations based on the trailers that they shown. And so going into that, like not expecting much and knowing that it's a comedy and it's very much a play on the comic book genre and sort of like an exaggeration of the MCU and stuff like that, I find myself enjoying the show more than I thought I was going to. Yeah, I think you got to have that mindset going into the show.
it did exceed my extremely low expectations, so that's good.
Exactly.
yeah.
I sit somewhere on the opposite end of that spectrum, where for me, being a comic book nerd, when I'm watching this show, I'm hoping that it's going to be like a good comic and not like one of the dog shit bargain bin comics that you get for free on Comic Book Day.
Do you read
And
She-Hulk
that's
comics?
exactly what it is. No, I don't read She-Hulk comics.
I think it's like I don't read She-Hulk comics either, but I've seen a lot of stuff where she's like a crossover kind of thing. But from what I understand, I think the comics have this sort of same feel. Like they're going for that same sort of feel.
Well,
Well, she
for the
does
show.
like breaking the
can't
fourth
remember the
wall
run
and stuff.
the writers and stuff like that, but I did read the 2014 Marvel Now run that this is, I think, based off of. Yeah, and like like you're saying, it was very much like a character of the week kind of run where it was like, here's Tony Stark, here's Hellcat, here's like a bunch of different, like character of the week kind of shit. So I feel like they're capturing that pretty well in the comedic style that they went with in that comic book for sure. But
I felt the other way about the opening of the episode too, where like what's his face barges in, and like within the first 3 minutes of the episode, we get a prime example of mansplaining, and it's just like, God damn it, can you just stop with this?
I think that's like
So-
the idea of
So
the
frustrating
show,
for me.
of like the idea of the show is to, I guess, like sort of in that woke style where they're trying to show like the woes of a woman, but like I get it, but like I just think they're not doing it right sometimes.
Dude, if woke, quote unquote, becomes a style of television show, just throw me off of a bridge, please.
But I think that's like, do you expect anything else from Ched? I think because I kind of like I wasn't expecting him to do the mansplaining thing because I thought he was going in for the heartfelt talk. But I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
this is Ched.
Is this the same Ched that like Bruce said was kind of smart?
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's
funny.
why he's the manager at Best Buy.
Yeah.
That's how smart he is.
Unfortunately, I don't feel anything for him. I don't even remember his name because we only got one
I can't forget the name. It's so
eye-roll-inducing
stupid.
scene.
And everyone knows that it's so easy to become a manager at Best Buy, right? Brutal Richard.
Yeah,
Oh,
fun.
I don't know why I say her name so weird. Brutal Richard.
know.
I full named you there, right, Richard?
Yeah, I think I did enjoy this episode probably more than the rest of them, and I hate to say it, but I think I enjoyed it more because She-Hulk was in it less. But every time I see She-Hulk, I just can't get over just how god-awful she looks. It just
Really,
looks
and I thought
like,
there were actually shots in this one where I was like, okay, that one looked a lot better.
Oh no, she looked horrible to me. Like,
That-
but I
yeah, I thought it
I
looked
get
really
over
bad
it.
in
Like
this
I don't
episode.
even notice it as much. Like
Yeah, I get over it. Like especially in like when she's in her Hulk form in like the office. Like I've just come to understand that she probably looks like Play-Doh most of the time during that.
Like
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
talking to like the boss guy at one point in the office, and I was like, "Damn, that is working." But then every other time when she's moving a lot, it doesn't work. Like when
Yeah.
she's seated,
I think
it
it might get better with like the new clothes because like so far
Yeah.
the biggest glaring issue is the clothes just look fucking weird on her.
yeah,
I appreciate they actually called attention to that too.
Yeah.
yeah, and from the stuff we've seen of her and her outfit in the trailer, I think she's gonna look better. But
Yeah.
I love that they address the comment and just that like snarky Shrek comment had me
Yeah.
laughing as well.
Yeah, I think the highlight of this episode and this show for me so far was the male lawyer and like the assistant chick just going on their own little
Dude,
side
I want.
adventure.
Yes, I
That
want
was
more
great.
of that. That was
I-
awesome.
dude, I'd watch
Yeah.
a whole show of just those two, just being
don't
goofy.
don't fucking say that. Like Marvel's gonna do that shit then.
They're gonna Agatha Covet of Chaos this
Yeah.
series.
God damn it! Don't even do that to me.
The shoe thing where he's like one to rock, one to stock.
Oh, I love that too. I was laughing
was
at that.
awesome.
Because like I know people like that. It's like you
Right.
collect shoes. Like why?
Dude, I'm like that with like
Yeah, a lot of people collect
comic
shoes.
books and figurines. I don't collect shoes.
I don't
but,
collect shoes. Like
Like, when I'm buying like first print of comics, I'll buy two of them. One,
Like, I
one
do
to,
actually
put
have,
away
like-
and one to read.
collections, but like when I'm buying shoes, I just buy shoes to wear. Like even like if they're like nice shoes, I'm like whatever. I'll just wear them out and then buy new shoes. I guess.
Yeah, I to completely contrast against those scenes though, it's like you get these great scenes with these two side characters, and it's actually funny for one of the first times in the show, and then immediately we go back to the court scenes, and the court scenes in this show just fucking suck.
See,
I hate
and
them.
I actually like with the court scenes. I felt at least while there wasn't like legal, epic drama going on, I was at least enjoying like the heart behind what we were seeing. Like I enjoyed. I
I
enjoyed.
don't
that it
expect
was,
like Law and Order.
gave-
Yeah, we're not
It
gonna
gave,
get
like,
like bull
both kind
level
of, like,
of
more
court
connection to
drama
each
here.
Yeah, I don't expect like Law and Order out of this, but I do think that like if we are in the MCU, we should probably have court scenes not seem like a complete meaningless nonsense thing.
Well,
Like
that's
the law means nothing.
it's
Court's
it's
a
just
joke.
the show. It's just for the show. I mean, we're starting to see the Marvel universe branch out in different genres now. We're gonna have a horror like short movie coming very soon.
Is that Werewolf by
And-
Night?
Yeah, I just think
Yep.
that
Yeah.
Can't
I
wait.
get that it's just a show and you have to temper your expectations when you go into something like this. But at the same time, if you're going to have a connected universe, you have to follow the rules that you set in precedent.
I think
You have
that
to
that's
follow
what like all of phase like 4. Wait, are we in phase 4 or 5?
We're in phase 4 right
I think
now.
that's what like phase 4 really is them trying to like experiment, I think, in different genres. Which,
I
you
mean,
know, like
yeah,
some of them fail, some of them are better,
I
but
feel like they throw out rules out the window at this point, and they're yeah, it's just like anything can happen. That's why it's
Yeah.
called the multiverse saga right now.
yeah, I think the
think
rules
they're
sort
just
of
throwing
died
shit
with
at a wall.
Endgame, where they're just sort of rewriting new rules, or trying to at least.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't expect like a courtroom drama, but like some of it's like the line, like "Your Honor, we definitely have more evidence." It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
has anyone here ever been to court? 'Cause it ain't like this.
Just watch like 30 hours of Bull, and you'll get it.
Like it doesn't work. You can't. It doesn't work that way. And it seems like they go to court whenever it's like convenient. Like, man, courts. It's a long, drawn out, boring process. And like just for example, when like Titania like approaches She-Hulk and is like talking smack at the booth, it's like where is there a bailiff?
Yeah.
Do bailiffs matter? Can they do anything?
And she like tries to like put her own product into evidence, and it's like
Right,
that's
it's-
not what you do.
It's just kind of like a goofy kangaroo court thing, and it's I guess the only problem I have with it is that when we make like the legality of superheroes a real thing, which is the entire premise behind Civil War, and we throw it out the window for something like this, it's like, oh, I guess that stuff doesn't matter anymore. And that's
I think it's
frustrating to
more
me,
along
'cause-
the lines of like they're trying to be more realistic with how dumb some laws can be.
Yeah, and I like I said, I'm trying to temper my expectations, but I feel like you have to follow the rules that you set.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, I get that. I get that statement, but I think I'm able to detach a little bit more and
Right.
just like realize this is its own little pocket thing.
I think
think
you're just a
that-
very
yeah,
passionate man, Richard.
Once we get into like Daredevil Born Again, right? I think that'll probably have more of like a legal
Yeah.
level drama
Yeah,
going on. I
Because
think
they
that
were
this
saying that's
will-
like very like Born Again is gonna be very much like season 1 of like the Netflix show, and I'm like that's perfect. Like that's
Yeah, right. That's what I want.
and if they actually get the drama
Yeah.
like court, because like I feel like this is more a comedy courtroom drama, and I feel like Daredevil might be more of a serious, sophisticated one.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be more serious because I think people have that expectation of that show.
Mhm.
But I don't think we fully know anything about that show other than the title and that Charlie Cox has said that Kevin Feige has said that this would be like a season 1, not a season 4
Yeah.
of Daredevil. So take that meaning however you will, but I think it's gonna be like sort of like a fresh start or like a new
Like
point
he's
in
being
a
born
new
again.
series. Yeah, that's the reason for the title.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
thing
they
to know
both are
about
doing
Like
about
like a
Marvel is
homecoming.
Yeah.
yeah, the thing to know about Marvel is when they take titles from comic books, it doesn't mean that they're directly adapting those comic books. They're just using the title,
Yeah.
and I think that title has some sort of
I
significance to
sure
the
wish
series.
they would.
Well,
I would give them all
I
of
would
my
have
money if they did that.
I
no,
lost
I would have hated to see an adaptation of Age of Ultron because that comic was shit.
I lost faith in
I don't know if I could swear in this podcast. But...
you're
You can
fine, man.
swear.
Yeah, go
You
fuck
say
yourself.
fuck all the time.
Just
Don't
kidding. But
Have
like
you-
I
have
lost
you heard
faith
me?
faith in them being more accurate to the comics like a while ago. Like because like a lot of things are obviously like this whole universe now is taking a completely different course than comics ever did. You know?
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Ultimate Comics. Like
So
it's,
even if
it's
they're
not
like
gonna-
named the same thing, I expect it to be something entirely different.
It's why I wish that in Multiverse of Madness they didn't say that their universe was 616. Like I
Yeah.
wish they had not
Yep.
said
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, because
They-
Man Villani is even pissed about that.
yeah, I know. I love that.
Yeah,
No,
they could've
I
left
feel
that
like
open.
yeah, the MCU and the comics are two separate things. I think that like them establishing 616 as the MCU's universe is them saying there's no tie-in to the comics. They're
Yeah.
used as inspirational material, and that's about it. There's no like crossover or anything like that.
But could you imagine if in Multiverse of Madness they did actually go through like a comic book universe?
Like that
Well,
would have been
yeah,
incredible.
they went through a cartoon universe.
Yeah, but like, could you imagine like them meeting their comic book counterparts and like, yeah, welcome to Earth 616, and they're like, what? What are you talking about?
It does work the opposite way, because this universe used to be called 199999 or something
Yeah.
like that. And you do see references like when you see like multiverse travel in the comics, you do see like some references to the movie sometimes. But it's like a one-way relationship.
Yeah,
I would have liked for them to have spent longer than 3 minutes in any multiverse.
yeah.
Yes, thank you,
But-
Richard. You should have been on that fucking show
Like,
with me, man.
I think the only issue with that movie was the title. Like, if they changed the title to anything but Multiverse of Madness, and then it would have been like I'm sure people would have liked it more because
All the
obviously
movies
the
are
title
more.
gives an expectation of what the movie's supposed to be.
I imagine the movie, which was like titled at the beginning, had like a way different intention.
Yeah.
When the original director was pitching it.
Yeah.
They went through Adobe Illustrator universe. Yeah, remember that one time when they went through like 5 universes for like a second each?
A second, yeah.
Man,
Multiverse
Multiverse of Madness,
is
guys.
basically just it's pretty much just the season finale of WandaVision. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It concludes that character's arc.
I'm super hyped for Daredevil though in She-Hulk, and I'm so terrified that they're going to completely ruin his character.
I
But
have faith.
seeing like a white and yellow helmet had me like frantically googling Daredevil costumes.
yeah,
it's
because
original
the yellow
costume.
and black costume was it yellow and black or yellow and red? Yellow costume was his first costume, so they're going back to that one, which is cool. I like it.
This guy's colorblind, so don't trust him about colors ever. So
Now,
Daredevil's actually blind. so-
it could be a misdirect, and everybody in the internet could be pissed off. Maybe they're
Yeah, if they-
teasing Demolition Man. Have you looked that up?
Fuck off. No.
D-Man, Marvel D-Man.
what?
No.
Google search that right now.
No.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god. What the
Nobody
fuck
else,
is this?
nobody else is mentioning this, but I'm like, it could be a
It's like
possibility. It
werewolf
could be a-
with Daredevil's costume.
It's this guy
I mean,
who has a
Wolverine.
mix of the original Daredevil costume and the original Wolverine costumes are very similar. So there's this guy called D-Man or Demolition Man. He's just a joke in the comics, but he wears like half of Daredevil's costumes and then Wolverine's mask.
Bro, if they
What?
brought in this guy and called him D-Man, I'm gonna... I'll be on Richard's side and fuck this fucking show.
I would love it knowing
Big
that
D.
like how much of a joke that is, and like I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised or pissed off. I'd be like, all right, that's kind of funny. But no, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna see Daredevil for sure.
I think Multiverse of Madness refers to a universe where regular Doctor fights three-eyed crazy Doctor. But still, that's only one universe, you know. They can just call it the universe of madness, you know. Like,
Yeah,
On,
like
uh,
he didn't do
but I think
anything,
they
man.
really need that alliteration. Like that alliteration really rolls off the tongue.
Sure beans, but you got to make the alliteration work.
Yeah, I just think if they just change the title slightly, because they could change the title whenever the fuck they want. I don't know why they didn't.
They should have been like, "Ooh, this isn't really working out. Let's pull
This
like
is
the fucking."
we only have
serpent."
like 2 or like 3 big like different universes, and then like 5 mini ones in between.
Let- oh, shit.
Beating
Thanks
up
for
Pig.
the- Oh, Kaz fucking goes from wherever event he is right now, and he just appears suddenly in his chair.
That'd be cool.
Amazing. He's on the show. He's like, "What the hell, guys?" That's my Kaz impression. everybody.
That's for
Solid.
D&D. Anyway, yeah. What else happened? Oh yeah, she went to. I do like the costume designer. However, a lot of people are upset that like they changed Daredevil's original costume designer in his show. But like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really.
This-
mind.
this
it's
guy's- this guy's
whether
sort
or
of
not
like
the
an-
Netflix stuff is even canon is like nebulous.
Yeah, like because in the Netflix stuff, I don't know if they had any more, but the only reference to like actual MCU in the Netflix shows was like the Hulk at one point. They referenced him in like a newspaper.
I'm
They-
rewatching those
they refer to a
shows.
Go
couple
like,
things.
"Oh, Captain," like the guy with the shield, the big green guy. They never
Well, they-
say like anything.
They
do
have
talk
some
about, like,
direct
the-
references before.
Yeah, they talk a couple of times about like the invasion in New York and like
Yeah.
They
alien
mention, like
tech and
they
stuff.
they do say stuff like Captain America and stuff. They do sometimes directly mention it, but those shows kind of live in their like own world.
I just think they've been
I am-
set to
I
like
am-
non-canon now.
I don't. Well, no, I think the internet split. I've always been in the camp that these shows are canon until Kevin Feige directly looks in the camera and says that they're not. Like he
Right.
specifically says that. But I'm
At the very
rewatching the
least,
shows
season
right
1 of
now.
Daredevil.
Like yeah, like at least
Yeah.
season 1 of Daredevil is canon.
I don't think you can pick and choose though. I think you can either say it's all gone or
Hey,
we're
if
keeping it all.
If Jurassic World could decanonize 2 movies, this one could.
I haven't watched it yet. Is that what they do?
Yeah. What?
I mean, I guess they can, but like, I don't see any reason for that. I either say that it's all gone or you're keeping it all. But I'm rewatching the shows right now, and I don't remember what happens in season 3 of Daredevil. What happened to Melvin Potter?
I
Did he
stopped
get arrested
watching.
or something?
I don't remember anything from season 3 at all.
'Cause
I-
I'm trying to think like what
Remember.
if Melvin Potter's not around and like Matt lives in New York. So this Taylor like he works in secret. You have to like know somebody to even get you there, and then he has to approve that you can talk to him, and then he can make something for you. How did all this come to Daredevil's like peripheral vision, or
Oh wow.
I
That joke's
didn't intend that. I'm sorry. But how did he?
He's
But how
blonde.
did he? How did he hear about this?
It's,
and then
it's
travel
it's
from
Marvel's trade secret. It's
Yeah.
called bad writing.
yeah, and then he's now in L.A. and then to meet with this guy to create a new suit.
I don't think
Like,
it's bad
I'm glad-
writing to not explain something. I just think
Hmm.
it's bad writing to explain something in a bad way.
As you know, as Hulk said in episode 1, I don't have a good explanation for any of that.
Exactly. See, great writing right there. I honestly, that's actually pretty
Get
bad.
outta
But like them, like not explaining why he has a new costume designer, I don't think is really bad. I guess whatever.
Well, I like that it explains why he has a new suit.
Yeah.
But
It explains
how
why he
he
has a new
gets
holding
there
suit.
is
judgment.
kind of confusing.
Like, and who knows? Like, again, like I'm not gonna judge. Like, maybe they do bring it up, like Daredevil in the next episode. It's like, yeah, I changed costume designers because the other one, I don't know, got his head chopped off or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you know what it is. You know what it's like in my universe. People get their heads cut off.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
get
like, I'm,
doors
I-
slammed in their face.
Yeah.
I'm withholding judgment until I actually see, what's gonna happen.
Thank
on
you
that
for
end,
following Columbia Brew Joe and Riff Raff Plays.
Thank you so
do-
much.
I fully expect for them to just kind of like hand wave it though, like they do everything else.
They very well might,
Probably,
honestly.
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a big thing we're going to talk about. I don't think it will be for sure.
Yeah, like I don't see. Look, man, I'm not the kind of dude that's like I need a whole fucking episode on why Daredevil's in LA with a new costume designer. I would just like a passing comment.
Well,
like,
they might do that. That was the same
need a
thing
new
with
costume.
the Celestial coming out the planet. Like I was like, I don't need a fucking like long-winded exposition about this. I just need
Right.
literally a news
acknowledge
article, which is what they did. And I was
think-
like, there we go. Thank you. That's all I need.
Are we under the assumption that Daredevil has been blipped?
Ooh, maybe.
I
Or maybe
guess.
maybe
I thought about
or maybe he didn't get blipped and his costume designer did. That could be a very good reason.
Yeah, but this is taking place after the blip. I'm like maybe he blipped and you know, Foggy or whatever did something to his costume and then it's gone
That is,
now. Or
you guys are
Melvin
way
Potter.
Too smart. This is way
Well-
too smart for Marvel writing. Not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
that's what I'm saying. They should fucking hire us. But like maybe like his costume designer got blipped, so he found a new one, and now he just doesn't want to go back. You know?
Maybe.
Oh yeah,
it
maybe, yeah.
flipped and he got better in those 5 years, and that's why he was able to get this designer who is now like making costumes for high-level superheroes. You know
There
what
you
I mean?
go.
Like,
And like maybe that designer and Airfields, She-Hulk dancing with oh fuck,
Don't get us started.
but like yeah, like maybe like the two costume designers had like a rivalry and one of them got blipped, so the other one rose up. You know?
Rose up, yeah. I think this
Nope.
costume designer is like an amalgamation of two characters from the comics. I
Yeah.
know like one of them I'm more familiar with, like who made Spider-Man's like sort of like leather jacket
And then
outfit
another
that
one
you
is
see
Art
in the game.
Rosenbaum. That's from Invincible. Sorry.
I'm thinking that Daredevil. I think we know that Kingpin wasn't blipped because he we sort of got an explanation that he rose to power, back to power in that time.
Yeah, I'm surprised he
sorta.
didn't get killed by Hawkeye at that point.
It's well, that's him even being there. Everything about Kingpin was just sort of hand waved.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a little bit of an explanation at least, but I'm imagining that Daredevil was blipped because Kingpin came back to New York and rose back to power. But
True.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's my assumption.
Yeah. This.
guess
I
we'll
think
find
that
out.
it's
That's,
criminal
like-
how they handled Kingpin.
But
in
that's
the
like a
Hawkeye
very
show.
good like explanation that they could use to just get past this.
Yeah, he got blipped. I can't wait for him to show up in the show and be like, "What's up, babe? I hate women."
Hey, sugar tits,
That's
what's
how
up?
That's how they write every man in this show. Every man on Earth hates women or is a sex pervert or a weirdo,
except for that one lawyer guy. He's pretty cool.
The pug.
except for him.
He shows you where to poop.
He shows you where to poop and how to buy shoes.
I want to. So okay, the scene where they're in court and she's calling up all of the dates that she went on. I know that so the guy that she went on the good date with, right? That turned out kind of weird. I know that they're trying to provide like an emotional moment where we see that Jen's having like a bit of an identity crisis because she's not as respected as her human form as she
Okay.
is a She-Hulk and blah blah blah. But I just can't help but feel bad for him in that scene because he seems like a genuinely good dude who, I'm sorry, but he got catfished and they're just ignoring that. And that kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
The guy who was asking him about if she was vulnerable to vibranium, is that the guy you're talking about?
No.
No.
Or is
The guy that she went on like the good date with.
Like
that,
the very
that she
handsome
actually
doctor
slept with.
guy.
Because when
Oh,
he
that
walks
guy,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
living room and he sees her in her true
Yeah,
form,
he's kind of
like, "Who are you?"
catfish. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
catfished the shit out
Well, I
of
mean,
him.
like,
And then it's like,
then again, hold on. She is also like like she is sort of famous now, and if they know She-Hulk, then
That's-
like
well,
they
still,
would
like-
know that she has a different form.
and I'm sure he did. But if she said it herself, like she made the dating profile as She-Hulk.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So if you make it as She-Hulk, all your pictures are of She-Hulk, and then you walk into the room and you see a completely different woman. I mean,
See, I bet if the roles were
I
reversed,
feel like the
then,
dude was in the right.
The night after you just banged She-Hulk, I'm sorry, no. Like, if you can't stand the fact that she might turn into her other self the next day, you're a fucking bad dude. I'm sorry. Like,
No way, dude.
Yeah.
Like if she puts herself out there as person A, and then you walk into the room and she's person B, the guy has every right to be like, "Hey, what the hell is going on here? You're not the person that I was with."
They're both shitty people. But
I catfish people all the
I
time.
think
They expect me to look
the
like
emphasis
that.
the emphasis is that I think what they're trying to focus on is that I think the show is kind of showing that she's trying to find her identity and live with the fact that she's She-Hulk, and that point is just, it's demoralizing to her. Notice like that Jen is not like good enough for these guys, and she has to, you know, like live as She-Hulk to get any sort of attention, I guess.
Yeah.
They got to add some real tragedy to her life so that her statement to Hulk makes sense.
I
But
think
she absolutely did catfish that guy.
she did.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Sam, she did. She catfished the guy, but then on the other hand, the guy also should have known that he was being catfished. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be
I
like
mean,
a
I agree with
best
that.
of both worlds situation. Like, I don't know. It'd be like you get a tall green lady that's
You get a
beautiful,
strong, tall woman
and-
and also a cute little lawyer. You know?
and a curly-haired woman too. Like, fucking
Yeah,
hell.
those are two.
Everyone's got types, though. You know, like I
But
don't.
those, like,
On
that's
a
the
personal
thing.
level,
Like,
she's not my type either.
those are both my types.
Yeah, like I have a wide range of type apparently.
I love that they refer to her in her human form as like small and impish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I'd be like, man, like, both, best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? She-Hulk being
Yeah.
a strong Marvel character. Topic of the day: catfishing.
Who'd have thought?
Do you think Marvel is gonna make any of their own official bootleg merch?
Dude,
Avengers merch.
if I see an Avengers t-shirt in like Walmart or something,
I'll buy
Dude, I'm gonna be just like the lawyer, where I'm gonna be like, I kind of like.
I'm gonna
this.
fucking kip myself out like that lawyer did.
I love how excited he was to have like the Thor hammer. How he like kept it over his shoulder the entire time.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he was actually having fun with that thing.
Yeah, that whole subplot was like a great part of the show. I thought, like,
It was,
getting
it
to
was
more
so good. Like
characters.
Till was saying.
I thought
the part where
She-Hulk
she's
can
speaking
rip
Chinese
dimensional holes.
when she when she speaks Chinese to the guy and he walks away and she's just like looking at the lawyer and she's like, do you think he's mad or?
Oh no, I made him angry. He's leaving now.
Yeah.
That actually had me laughing. It has not happened very much in this show.
Those two characters, I think, were really good. They always have those like quirky side characters. Some of them really fall flat. Like, not good. Like, sorry to say, but Aquafina.
Yep.
Yep. But like a lot of them all really shine.
I think Aquafina is charming.
I enjoyed her in that movie.
Well, that's so I don't like dislike Aquafina in that movie. I just think that like that character, Aquafina's character in that movie, is the standard Marvel sidekick character now.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
it's a character
female
that I
assistant in
struggle-
She-Hulk is the same character.
It's
I
the same
struggle-
character. but
I
they-
beg to differ
anywhere. You know what I
because Katie is a badass archer now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, why?
Took down a
How'd she
dragon.
fucking become a badass archer in like a day?
Because she trained with the people in Shaolao.
I guess.
Because she
I don't know.
controls her anger infinitely more than Hawkeye.
Oh, man. What did you guys think? I don't know if we've talked about this really yet. What did you guys think of Titania this episode, though, in general?
A lot
I
different than like the first introduction.
She just feels wasted.
Well, yeah, I think she's gonna show up a bit more and stuff too. But
I
like,
would hope so, because they're like pitching her as the main villain, although we know that there's like some sort of secret villain in the background, which
Well, okay.
we
Quick
can talk
question.
about later. But
Quick question: what the hell's bells was happening in the first episode? At
The
the
hell's bells?
why did she like attack the courtroom and get away with it?
they
Like,
Yeah.
mentioned it. They mentioned it like in a little comment on the TV, like it was like a passing thing. She was in court for like a parking thing, and then
Okay.
for some reason she burst through the.
So she burst through a wall and then
Yeah.
they just let her off.
Also, they
Because
mentioned
the law
on the
doesn't matter in the
TV.
MCU.
Yeah, they also mentioned on the TV she's been cleared of all charges. So there's that.
Of course.
Wow.
But like, why? Maybe there's
She
something more to
physically
that.
attacked people.
She's a popular influencer. That's
She
why.
physically attacked
Rich.
people and nearly like killed the jury with a bench.
She,
Like,
Yeah.
She destroyed a courthouse. Like,
and they just let her off scot free. She's gonna need a good lawyer.
No, I imagine she'll come up more in the show because
Yeah.
they're trying to pitch her as a like this is the first episode we've really seen much of her.
And her,
It's episode
I never
5.
remember what her actress's name is. I'm very bad at that, but like I loved her in The Good Place.
Jamil or something like that.
Yeah, Jamil or something like that. Yeah, that's always.
Jamila
But-
Jamil.
I loved her in The Good Place, so I was super stoked to see that she was in this show. But hopefully, we do get to see more of her because
I think it's kind of interesting that I kind of got the impression that they were taking a bit of a pot shot at like Gwyneth Paltrow and her goop shit.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
like
I
I
thought
thought it was
so-
like the Kardashians and stuff like that.
I thought
Well, the
it
way
might
that
have
they
been
like,
both.
she's got her. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure it is both, but the way she's got like they point out that like her garbage is like non-FDA approved, just like Gwyneth Paltrow's goop is non-FDA approved.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of funny, like if they are kind of making a nod at Gwyneth Paltrow, that's even more interesting since she's literally in the.
He's
MCU.
never coming back to the MCU.
She's yeah.
He's never coming back. You can take all the pot
can make
shots
all
at
the
her
jokes
as you want. Yeah.
Oh man.
but
But like I loved even like the subtle things with Titania this episode where like she took over the intro and all that. Like I think
Oh yeah, I love that too.
those
She-Hulk
little
by
things in the
Titania.
show, like do it for me, dude. Like that's what I like because it reminds me of reading the comics where especially for
Mhm.
She-Hulk. Where you'll be going through and it'll at the intro literally be like, this is not She-Hulk's comic, it's Hellcat's
Yeah.
bitch.
Well,
And it's like,
the
that's
QR
hilarious.
code. Do you guys notice the QR codes in every episode of every Marvel Disney Plus thing?
I only noticed them like a couple times. I
Fucking
noticed the
what?
one in the first episode.
In every episode of all these shows, there's a QR code. You scan it. I think it brings you to the same link every week, but every week they give you like a free comic book to read that inspires that episode. And this week was, yeah, this week was the cover has Titania ripping through the She-Hulk cover, so it's kind of like the inspiration for this episode.
Oh, look
I-
at that!
I've
Richard,
been-
this neck kind of cool.
Dude, that's sick. And I'm ashamed and embarrassed that you assholes haven't told me this sooner.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been happening for a while. I
think I
don't
learned
remember
that
which
from
show
the
it
last
started
show.
with, but like almost every Disney Plus show I think has it.
I guess I didn't notice it because I usually sit through the Disney Marvel shows with just like steam pouring out of my ears.
You're fuming. You can't see through the
I
smoke in your
fucking
room.
hate these shows. I hate them.
I cannot goddamn wait to talk about Rings of Power when that show's done. Holy
Man, I'm legitimately worried about it. Like I have already like at this point typed up like 3 paragraph long like disclaimers to send to you guys, and then I delete it like no they're gonna be fine, and then I type it up again like maybe I should warn them though because I have some strong opinions on that show.
Well, I gotta write up my own now.
Yeah, really. I can
My
write up
counter
an essay
disclaimer.
of, Like, here's why I feel like I like this show and why I have to
Yeah,
protect myself.
It takes a lot for me to hate something. Like
Yeah.
I genuinely like anything out of the MCU, even like the quote unquote bad stuff. I think is fine. Like She-Hulk is not on the top of my list for Disney Plus series. I like I'd say it's probably more on the bottom at this point, but I don't think that's a bad thing because I've liked everything for like different reasons, like I've said. The only thing I think I just wasn't into at all was the I Am Groot shorts.
Yeah, I watched like 2 of
I
those.
just
I'm
couldn't
like,
get into them.
whatever. You know, like
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just weren't for me. But
You just gotta watch the first and last one. That's it.
I think
Yeah.
my default state these days is I turn the show on and I'm immediately like I hate this, and then the show has to impress me. Especially like I feel like as I've gotten older, like when the MCU first became a thing, you know, for me being a teenager watching Iron Man in the theater, I was like, this is the shit. Everything I've ever wanted is happening, and they're making this into a shared universe. I bet this is going to be cool. And now here we are, 15 years later, and I'm just like,
And
I
you don't like
fucking
Moon
hate
Knight.
this. Please,
so
end
are
this
you
shit.
are you hate watching for the sake of hate watching, or do you like at some point are you just gonna stop watching?
No, because at the end of the day, I'm still a turbo nerd who buys comic books every Wednesday, and secretly I love this shit, but I also hate it so bad. I'm very divided.
I'm watching, like, going into things like with like moderate expectations now. Like before, I would get like super hyped about things, but after being like, where's the baby? After being like disappointed a couple times, I'm like going in with moderate expectations and letting it like surprise me still.
The camera pans away from the She-Hulk stream for a moment as we're taken into Nilbog's hob, where we see Simeon, the little tiny goblin, feeding Joshua the baby.
How's he feeding him? Is he
He's
milking himself?
I don't know what this does. I just click on it. It pops up for me in the chat. I'm like, sure, I'll click on this.
Is our D&D thing.
I thought that the three of you just collectively just had a stroke. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about right now?
I redeemed Where's the Baby on Twitch.
Okay. I'm like, what the fuck is going? Who's milking who? Are we talking about She-Hulk still? What's happening?
I mean, goblins are green.
True.
No, man. Look, I'm hypercritical of some of this stuff, and I think the biggest thing for me is I just can't stand it when I feel like there's like a political message being pushed out there, even if it's one that I agree with. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that this is happening, and I'd rather we get a She-Hulk show, even if it sucks, than not get any.
Yeah.
So that said, it sucks, and it's they should be ashamed of themselves because it sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Give me all the politics.
But my
no, I'm serious, because like the Marvel comics are, as Stan Lee has said several times, they're a reflection of the world outside your window, and these are things that are happening in the real world. So I'm fine with the political messages in the show.
Boy.
I'm all for it. Give me more.
I'm still on the stance that like after phase 6, they need to just take a break.
Yeah, big time. I completely agree with that. They need to put this shit on pause for a year or two.
Yeah, like maybe even like 3, 4, 5 years. Just no more Marvel for a little bit.
Right.
They have a dedicated. They have a dedicated studio to this stuff. What are you guys talking about?
I know,
they're not
but
going
like,
to do that.
I know, but like maybe have like small projects, but nothing like huge anymore, just to keep the studio alive. Because like.
It's not going to stay alive though. They're going to be losing money doing
but like
that.
I'm just saying, I think it's too much. It's becoming too much.
I agree. The fatigue.
You don't have to watch it
that,
when it comes out. You can if you want to take a break, you can take a break.
No, you can't though. That's the
you
problem.
can't, because if I take like a year-long break, I'm missing like a fucking 50 movies.
Right. So like the problem I think is like the fatigue is there for sure, but at the same time, the way that they do everything is there's a tie-in in every single thing that ties into the next thing. So you can't miss any of it. If you want to stay current, you have to watch all of it. And that business model has worked for 15 years, and it's time to give it a fucking rest because I'm sick of having to watch these shows.
Just take a little bit of a break.
They're not going to though, because I'm going to keep watching it. So
I don't think that necessarily a lot of the time you do. Like you could probably like my parents don't watch everything, right? And they still watch everything, or not everything, but they watch certain things and are like, yeah, that was enjoyable. And I'm like, that's what Marvel is going off of, where people are.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing: are you guys gonna watch What If, or the Marvel Zombies show, or the X-Men '97 show that's coming out?
Of course we are. We're on a podcast.
Well, the X-Men '97 one, I don't know. That one I don't know. But
or Spider-Man. What's the Spider-Man cartoon gonna be called again? Freshman year.
Freshman year, yeah, I'll watch that.
But I lost my point.
It needs a break.
It needs a break, but like, oh yeah, the perfect example of that is like when COVID first started. They had like a whole year without any Marvel stuff, and then
because they had to.
But then Black Widow came out, and I was, even though that's just fucking Black Widow, I was still super excited about that movie. Because it was the first movie in like a year where I get to go to the theaters and watch.
Yeah, because you were starved of that content for
exactly.
a year. Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, but
was
I
the
don't.
Beginning of the end for me.
Yeah, I don't know, AJ, because I can see both sides of it a little bit, but I personally am the kind of person that likes the content that we're getting. So
I like it. No, don't get me wrong. I like it, and I'm definitely gonna still watch it. But I
Yeah.
just I feel the fatigue. Like I'm still gonna do everything that we're doing.
You know what?
right now.
It's fine. You guys are right. The Marvel should take a break, step aside, let the Warner Brothers set up their DC universe, let Sony
Let's
set
give
up
them
their
a fucking
Spider-Man
chance,
universe.
exactly.
We'll get those movies, and then Marvel can come back afterwards.
Look,
That
if
sounds great.
Here's what'll happen.
Hold on,
Is
if-
that would happen and they would fuck it up again, and then Marvel will come in and be like, "We'll show you how it's
that's
done again."
exactly what I was
Motherfucker.
gonna say. Like if fucking DC and Sony do manage to succeed and overcome Marvel in their in like the fucking cinematic universe world, then they fucking earned that shit. And then if Marvel comes back and easily defeats them, then obviously that wasn't anything, and Marvel's always gonna be on top. You know what I'm saying?
But
Look,
you guys might
here's
get
a hot
your
one.
you guys might get your wish, because we know the end of Phase 6 is going to be Secret Wars,
Yeah.
and you guys realize that Secret Wars is essentially a reset, a start, a new fresh start kind of thing.
That'd be
And
cool.
if they intend to do that, then
What?
there could be everything could be just done at that point.
Maybe.
Please, just
I
let it
hope
end.
not, man.
And they're gonna recast.
I hope not too.
they're
I'm
gonna
not.
recast everything and have a new
Yeah, they could reboot it. Yeah.
have a
Me
new
and
Iron
Richard are
Man
like-
and Captain America and all that.
Richard and I are like polar opposites. Like he's like, "Let it die." I'm like,
God,
"Keep it
just-
alive."
Just let
It could be
let
either
die
one
an
of those
honorable
things.
death.
I'm in
Like,
the
it could
middle
be
where
either
it's
one of
like
those
keep
things.
it alive, but like just a little bit, you know.
Keep it on fucking life support is what you're saying.
Keep it on
Dude,
life
I just-
support, give it a little break, and then let simmer a little bit, and then bring it back all healthy and new.
I just want regular fucking movies again, dude. You know how refreshing it was to see Top Gun and just watch a regular movie?
That's a sequel.
That's a
fucking
sequel.
movie.
That's like
What
a
are you talking about?
Yeah, I know it's a sequel, but it's a regular movie, though. There's no
Fucking
superheroes
What are
in
you
it.
on about, Richard? No,
Again-
that's not a regular movie. That's a
Again,
sequel.
you don't
to
have
a-
to. These are different genres. You don't have to see the superhero
I-
movies. You
I
can
was-
just go see those other movies.
Of course I do.
I was like, I saw a movie recently. Like, I was thinking about that. I was like, I saw a movie recently that like it was a little different. It was. Then I remember the title. It was Dragon Ball Superhero. So that doesn't really count.
Look, here's a hot one. I say what you want about the DCEU. I think every movie in the DCEU, whether it's good or bad, is infinitely more memorable than anything Marvel has put out in the last 6 years.
I don't know what the
Fuck
fuck. What
that.
the fuck happened in Batman v Superman?
That's a bad take, Richard.
That's like, look, I'm not saying they're good movies. I'm just saying that they are more memorable.
Name
Like, if you
one
were to ask
memorable
me the-
moment.
From what?
Name
Batman
5
specifically?
memorable moments from DCEU.
Oh, from DC as a whole.
Okay, so having Steppenwolf was sick. Steppenwolf breaking the arrows out of his armor was sick.
I
The
don't
"Why did you
remember
say
it.
that name?" was stupid, but I remember it.
Yeah, the Martha
Superman-
thing was stupid, but it was memorable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like there's dumb moments. They're not good movies, but they're memorable movies. Whereas the Marvel movies just kind of blend together as this
only
generic
3.
blur to me.
Too bad nobody's gonna
Jeez, but I
remember
can still
Batgirl.
Remember moments from the MCU in
Yeah.
the last 6 months that I've
There's
been like,
very
"Fuck, that
memorable
was
moments in the MCU.
I don't remember fuck all. Anything since Black Widow has just been so downhill for me that.
Oh, are you
like,
talking
it's
about?
just
Are
a
you talking about
blur
specifically
of
Phase 4?
garbage.
Well, you said since in the last 6
Anything-
years or whatever.
Specifically,
Black
anything in
Widow
the last
came out,
6
like-
years, I'd say.
But Black Widow came out only like 2
Avengers
years ago.
Assemble. That was in fucking Endgame. The
A year
fucking
ago.
battle.
Endgame sucked.
You were a fucking.
I'm
ass.
kicking you out here. You're not invited next week.
Endgame, I thought was awful, dude. I thought Infinity War was a great movie.
You're
and
so
Endgame
backwards.
just
I
Put us
love
in a
Infinity
situation
Okay,
War.
Infinity
where,
No,
War
like,
was-
I
yeah,
feel
no.
like I lot of people thought Infinity War was better.
yeah,
I think-
Endgame
I like
just-
Infinity
just
War,
confirms
specifically-
that there are no stakes in Marvel. Everything can just be undone instantly.
I like
Yeah.
Infinity War because of it showed us like the best Thor to date.
Yeah.
Like perfect blend of like comedy and action and like stoic heroism.
I like
I'm
Infinity
sorry,
War
Richard,
because
I'm
it had an ending that was actually like, oh shit, things happened.
I'm sorry, Richard, but like in the comic books, though, man, like haven't we just been like?
Yeah, the
used to
comic books
fact
don't have any
that,
fucking
like,
stakes either. Like
yeah, there's no stakes in that.
Yeah,
shit.
that's why I knew like they're all coming back. They killed off Spider-Man and Black Panther, who had movies in the
yeah, who had movies in the
coming
docket.
out. I'm like,
Yeah,
it was
look,
just the point of like, how are they going to bring everybody back? That was just.
I get
just
like
for me.
it's the comic books have no stakes. 100%.
Oh my
I agree
god,
with that.
Wolverine died
if-
by being surrounded in fucking adamantium. like a
Yeah,
couple issues later,
Megan-
he comes back.
Remember in the DCEU when Megan Thee Stallion used kryptonite to make her twerking even better? That was more
Dude, if they
I would
did
love that.
Look, all I'm
I
saying
love
is,
that.
yeah, like you could,
DCEU saved. Megan Thee Stallion saves the
gave-
DC universe.
if you gave the DCEU enough time to actually give it like to live, it would eventually deteriorate into memes like that. I guarantee you.
Yeah,
They're not
for
even
sure.
releasing their next movie. They're like, nope, it's done. We
Like
scrapped it.
everything about the DCU went so fucking bad. But I guarantee that, like, if they had the same lifespan as Marvel, it would deteriorate to the same shit.
Like it would
Nope.
all go to like that direction because like
Everything
they would,
boils down to memes.
At,
Yeah,
at
no, I
least,
completely agree.
at least we don't have to worry about them releasing Morbius. You know.
dear
That's a good
God.
one. That's tied in. That's MCU, baby.
No, I mean
It is. It is part of the
Kind of, yeah.
multiverse.
Ugh, I hate that it is.
Loosely.
That's a
I don't
good
have to
one.
look at that.
Hey,
after
I'm
credits.
looking forward to vampires in the MCU. We're gonna get Blade at some point.
And we're gonna get Werewolf
I've
by
been waiting
Night. Do you
for
think
it.
Morbius and Blade are gonna be in
Werewolf-
Werewolf by Night?
No, I don't. But I think those characters will probably interact at some point.
That'd be so
I
funny.
didn't even see this until your video. By the way, people go check out Spawn Trap for sure. Great stuff over there. I actually was on a couple reactions to some gaming stuff recently, so go check those out. But on your video, I didn't even notice that man thing was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man Thing's in the trailer.
I was blinded just by like how awesome the style of that trailer was that I
I
didn't
can't
even
believe
notice.
Swamp
that
Thing is there, guys.
There's also people are saying there's
Not
like
gonna lie, that was my
there's
first thought.
guards with like staffs and stuff, and people are thinking those are from the TVA. Like they're
Yeah,
actually TVA.
yeah, I saw that
agents.
too, where he's like taking out TVA agents.
That
Let's
ruins it for me.
go. Okay, well, sorry.
I think
No,
ev-
I've been psyched for the MCU to get weird. I'm like, yeah, just bring in all the monsters, vampires. Let's do this.
I saw that trailer and I was excited because I thought, oh, they're doing something different that's not tied into the rest of this garbage. But if they have the TVA in there, it's like, fuck.
I think that
Yeah, and
this
yeah,
entire. Sorry, continue.
No, I'd saying like the other characters are probably going to interact too. Like we're probably going to see Werewolf by Night somewhere too.
Yeah,
It's not just TVA
but
and
like
Man Thing.
this entire Phase 4, I don't think we could see it now, but it is building up to something.
Secret Wars.
Yeah, like everyone's always like, oh, this fucking. What's the point of this being in this show? I'm like, it has future potential. It has stuff that's gonna happen, and it's gonna blow you away.
Does
Probably not,
everything have to have a point though?
but- yeah.
Like can
like
just
I
enjoy
think
something for what it is?
I totally agree. Like I think some shows can totally just be non-connected to any
That's
other
what-
Marvel stuff.
That's what the
I'd love
purpose of
that.
She-Hulk should be. Yeah, like to be just a show. I mean, I guess it's got cameos.
Well, I
but, like,
mean,
a
I think
show that's
She-Hulk
like lower
is.
stakes and be down there to like be funny.
I think
I don't
She-Hulk
know.
is like the only one that has to be connected to other things. 'Cause-
She-Hulk is what I consider the opposite of Moon Knight.
Yeah, because Moon Knight was
Moon
very,
Knight was not
disconnected.
connected at all.
Yeah.
More serious. She-Hulk is a connected universe, and it's more of a comedy.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But it's just more like down and like low stakes is what I'm saying. Where like that's the difference in this type of thing.
I'm
Where
fine with
I-
that though, because like every
Yeah.
Marvel thing is like the world's ending, and this is just like, oh, it's somebody suing me.
You don't
Like,
know
Rick-
yet, man. Maybe
Totally,
World's
Richard.
gonna
Yeah,
fucking
like,
fucking
I
ta-
totally agree,
Titania
dude.
does
Like,
something.
what if we get to the end of the show and there's a goddamn giant CGI monster
be.
fight?
I will put,
And-
There
I will
probably
put
will
money
be.
on it right now.
This one won't
That
be as
will
good as
happen.
Moon Knight's because it won't involve a fucking sexy reptilian lady. So like, what's the point?
Jesus.
I will provide 5 gift subs to this channel if there is not a stupid CGI shitfest at the end. Of
Marvel, you heard it here first. You better fucking delete that clip out of that episode.
It's gonna
that you
happen.
have.
It's gonna happen.
And let's just be clear: it has to be a giant monster fight. That doesn't mean like fucking Hulk facing She-Hulk facing someone counts.
No, I don't mean like giant monster fights, but like it's gonna be like a big dumb fight with big dumb She-Hulk fighting big dumb Abomination or big dumb Titania or some.
Here's where I
dumb
think
CG shithole.
I would agree with you. Here's why I think it might not happen, because I think they did that in the first episode, and they blew their CGI budget to make She-Hulk look okay in that first episode.
Well, maybe they didn't though. Maybe because like they might have because like the trend with these kind of shows is that they have a big budget for the first episode, a bunch of trash in the middle, and then a big budget for the last episode.
Yeah, look at Moon Knight. Like that kind of looked a little iffy in the middle there.
Yeah.
Dude, the last episode of Moon Knight made the whole show garbage to me.
You
It ruined everything.
Richard,
Richard,
we're gonna
you
go
are.
back in time. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna talk about that show. Okay.
What do you guys want from me, man? What do you want?
I want you to agree with us, Dad. I want you
do
to
you
like
think,
things, just enjoy them.
Do you think who do you think like the secret villain is that like the
Kingpin for sure.
the Wrecking Crew is working under? You think it's Kingpin?
It's Abomination.
Wait, the Wrecking Crew is in this?
There's those guys with the Asgardian stuff.
Is that supposed to be the Wrecking Crew?
That's supposed to be the Wrecking
Oh
Crew.
my
yeah.
god, dude.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, I did not gather that. But yeah.
Neither did I.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
I don't know how you guys missed that.
Well, now looking back on it, the guy with the fucking ball on a chain, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they called themselves by their like comic book names, which were, just as stupid. And
I was
they had, like,
expecting,
the shiny helmet and the shiny crowbar.
I
They
was
said there was
expecting
Asgardian
fucking,
and Origins.
more, like larger enemies.
Yeah, because they were like really huge in the comics.
They're like big guys.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
okay,
to.
well,
think
shit,
who
they are the
could
Wrecking
work
Crew. I just
under.
now
Like-
seeing their weapons. Yeah, like the crowbar, the fucking ball on a chain, all that stuff.
Also,
the
do you think
players-
the guy who like the creepy guy who was like asking about like if She-Hulk was vulnerable to vibranium or whatever is like is there something going on with him and the Wrecking Crew maybe?
He's a secret villain.
They
Yeah,
could
maybe.
all tie it all together to that. It was one of the guys that she was on a date with. That would be a good idea, actually, to me. Where like he would
Howard
use
the
it
Duck
as
is
a time. Dude. And actually, you say that, I fucking want him to show up again soon. Give him a show, dude.
Howard the
Take
Duck.
away either the Echo or the Agatha show and give a Howard the Duck show.
Yes.
I'm
I'd
gonna
much rather
be in
watch that.
defense of Echo. I like the Echo as a character in the comics, and it's gonna be like a setup for Daredevil Born Again.
See, but like that's just so like even you saying that it's a setup for Daredevil Born Again to me is like so meh. Like I don't know.
I'm looking forward.
I'm still
to
on
the
this whole Wrecking Crew bit because I'm looking at it and like they're like Walmart Wrecking Crew.
show. Yeah,
like,
but the Wrecking Crew aren't really like.
I know in the Marvel the Wrecking Crew is usually just like a joke crew anyway.
Yeah, they're joke group.
but like,
They
We
want
have
to
the
like
Wrecking
fight
Crew
the
at home.
Avengers.
but this is like a joke of the joke.
the Rocking Crew, the bootleg Wrecking Crew.
Is there anything else that you guys have to say about the episode or?
I thought it was funny.
No.
I liked it.
think that the best episode in the show so far is the one that had the least amount of shit going on.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
just think that's what we need. Some down to earth She-Hulk shit. That's what it should be called. That's the show, She-Hulk shit.
Do you guys look
Give
at
me
the
that.
Do you guys look at the courtroom stencils in the credits?
No.
I did, and then I remembered that I don't like this show, so I stopped.
I
There-
like
there-
looking at that stuff. I always like looking at the art and the credits that they do in the Disney Plus shows usually, yeah.
There's one shot where Pug is showing the paralegal for whatever her name is his shoe collection, and they're all based on superheroes in the Marvel universe, but like half of them are characters that haven't shown up in the MCU yet.
like which ones?
There's
here, let
like
me see.
Cyclops, Bishop, Silver Surfer.
connected.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of ones that we haven't seen. There's stuff that's in the Sony universe, like there's Ben Reilly, who's Scarlet Spider, like a spin-off
wow.
Spider-Man character.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Electro,
Holy crap,
Green
dude.
Goblin.
All right, here I
I'm,
got the image right here. Let me zoom in on this.
Ben Riley over Peter Parker.
Zoom it
coming
in
back.
hats.
Yeah, I will say though, I was and I'm not mad or anything like that. I find it kind of like funny. Like we've had after credit scenes in every single episode, and then suddenly this one's like, nah.
Yeah, that was interesting. It just kind of ended.
Oh yeah, they do have just a bunch of people.
Because I thought that there would be potential for like a good comedy bit here. I don't know. Show like what Titania's doing in the aftermath. She's like surrounded by all of her She-Hulk products that got recalled.
What do we
I
have? Do we have
really-
4 more episodes left?
I
Do we
think yeah.
really?
I think there's 9 there's 9 episodes of the show, so
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know where it's gonna go. I know we're gonna see Daredevil. We're gonna see Frogman. And
fuck,
I
yeah,
don't know I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
I was like, what do you mean, Frogman? I forgot he was in the trailer.
Man, yeah.
I sincerely hope that it ends and the show goes nowhere. I want that so badly. Like, I just want it to be.
Yeah, but how pissed are you gonna be?
Slice of life. I probably won't be. I mean, look, I still hate the show, but I'd hate it less if it just ends as just slice of life She-Hulk.
Well,
and
okay.
Instead of like big dumb MCU connection.
I'm sorry, Richard, but at the very end of the show, we're definitely going to see like Scar or something like that. Like they already set that up.
Do you think? So you think Hulk's gonna come back?
I think he'll be back
maybe
again
in the show,
but I definitely think he's going off to go to Sakaar to see his son.
I don't think Hulk's going to show up again, and I don't think we're going to see Scar.
I don't think we're going to see Scar yet. No.
If they even showed Scar, most of your average viewers aren't going to know who Scar is.
Yeah, they're going to be like,
"Oh, look, it's the Hulk," and like,
it's Hulk's baby. Wow, he has a son.
But they'd be like, "That's the
look,
Hulk's
it's Baby
son."
Yoda.
What do you mean? That would be cool. They'd be like, "That's the Hulk's son." That's enough.
Hulk's just going to come back with a little baby in his hands.
I think we could see Scar at like the post credit of the last episode to set him up for like Young Avengers.
Well, I guess
that's even what I'm
5
saying.
years old, wouldn't he? Or he'd be like aged.
I don't know how Hulks and aliens age. I don't know what the situation is.
Because like in the comics, he aged like super fast, didn't he?
I don't know. I'm not really that familiar with him in all honesty, but I just know he exists.
He's a neat character, but like setting up for Scar has a lot of implications for Hulk that I don't think that Marvel has the balls to do.
They didn't say that he banged when he was Hulk.
We're not going to get World War Hulk.
Everybody's
what do you mean?
Everybody's expecting World War Hulk. I think it's the time has come and passed for World War Hulk. It doesn't make sense in the MCU anymore.
You could inherently do this plot without doing that, though. Like, what do you mean?
You think they're going to do?
I think that's what they're doing right now.
Use the title, but not the. Yeah.
If they do World War Hulk and Hulk is just Smart Hulk the entire time, then I'd be pissed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't.
Why would he revert back? Yeah, why would he revert
Maybe
back?
he's
I
blasted
we have
with
the Hulk
a
that we have
ton
now.
more gamma radiation that it makes him go crazy again.
I just don't see that happening. Like, I just don't see that storyline even trying to happen anymore. And I just think that it'll be like, hey, I found out I have a son.
Hey, look, I have a baby.
That's it. Like, I don't think it needs to be like, hey, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I guess I try to separate comics from show as much as possible, but I do feel like if you're going to introduce a huge character from the comics, a fan favorite at that, but you don't have it relate in any way to the comics, then it's not the same character anymore.
Welcome to the MCU, dude. It's like the Mandarin, the freaking like all this shit where like they were like it's super. Every character is really different. Like I could say that about Gore. Like,
I know it drives me freaking bonkers. It's the reason why I hate Rings of Power.
Oh, dude!
Isn't Gore's like character inspiration kind of the same though?
It's like so.
Just his look is different, right?
His look is definitely different, but like the inspiration in the comics is a lot darker and deeper, of course. Like, and it's
yeah, I understand. Yeah,
it's so watered down and disappointing in that movie to me that like he didn't get enough screen time.
He didn't butcher enough gods.
Yeah,
he's the most forgettable MCU villain to date, I think.
And he literally was the only Thor comics I've ever bought are him because he had like such a good arc in the comics.
He's got a really unique look to him. He pops off the page. He's cool. Whereas
I get why they changed his look for the
gross
MCU,
looking dude, gross looking dude who's there for a couple minutes.
From the interviews I read, the two key reasons why they changed his look is one, Christian Bale's like, yeah, this is a cool character, but am I going to have to wear a thong the entire movie? And the director's like, no, don't worry. And then I think the second thing is I think they tried the CGI look
and they
to
didn't
match
want him to
it in
look
the
like
comics.
Voldemort.
Yeah, and he looked too much like Voldemort, so they scrapped that.
Well, like, I just even want the fucking Leku on his goddamn head, like the Twi'lek shit. Like, come on, dude.
Well, that's exactly how I felt. Like, even if they gave him a regular nose and they keep the toga on him, that's fine. But he still, to me, he just looked like bald Christian Bale that like somebody poured ink on. He just looked like a gross dude. He doesn't look anything like what he's supposed to look like. And even beyond appearance, he didn't do anything. He's barely in
Like
the movie.
I think like them going to like the fucking like meeting of the gods. If he like went in there and started
That's
fucking
what I was
people up,
expecting.
I was expecting him to just
that,
start
yeah.
fucking slaughtering people there. That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
that would have
would've
been a
awesome.
highlight for sure.
I that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
during
that's
that
why I thought
entire
so
scene.
too.
Where's Hercules gonna end up?
That's a good point, right?
He's gonna
That's a very
he's
good
gonna
question.
end up Thor's butt.
He's gonna die.
Probably.
That's it.
Any final messages? Any final thoughts?
I hope
give
the
subs.
show. I hope the show gets like keeps the good jokes. I guess I hope it gets funnier.
Yeah, bring in
I
more
hope we-
Pug and that girl.
Yeah, I want more. Yeah, more Pug, dude. He's the best. I love him.
Yeah.
I will
He
say
still has- my favorite joke in the whole show so far has been that goddamn like one where it was like I sexually assault people. Da, 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 da. He's like, I don't. You guys know me. Like that line kills me, dude. Like
I
funniest part.
do hope this sets up more comedies in the MCU because I'm realizing I do want to see that. I do want to see like more comedies set in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like big tie-in shows or not, I don't care about that aspect, but I do like seeing comedies set around like superhero stuff. I love Harley Quinn. I did like the MODOK show for the most part.
Good.
So
Yeah, I think the big difference is that those shows are funny.
Kick point.
Isn't MODOK coming
Got him.
into Quantumania?
Yep.
Some people are thinking MODOK is Yellow Jacket.
I think from what I've heard for the people that were in the convention, he had that actor's face.
Yeah, because like
So
at the end
which
of
would
like,
make
the last
sense.
at the end of the first Ant-Man, like he gets shrunk down, and his arms go and legs go first.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah,
sense
his-
that he would look like MODOK.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, my prediction
Wow.
is that this show's going to end with a spaceship coming down, and Hulk's going to get off the spaceship, and then She-Hulk's going to be like, "Where have you been?" And he's going to be like, "I brought my friend." And then we're going to see a little tiny baby that's walk off the ship. He's got little green arms, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh my God, is it Scar?" And the post-credit scene is going to be the baby taking off its hood, and it's Baby Yoda. And then Mando gets off the ship, and then there's like a gunfight, and then that's what's going to happen.
Before you
Not
went off
to-
Then this
the rails,
leads into
before you
season 3
I'm-
of Mandalorian.
I'm calling it now, dude. You say that for Richard, but like hold the fuck up. The
No.
last,
No, I think that's accurate until you went like off the rails there.
the
But-
last thing she said to him in person was "See you at the next family reunion," right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah, so it comes back to family reunion. He does reveal a new like baby Scar, but
hey yo, I
nobody-
knocked up this
nobody
bitch on
who's
this
following-
other planet.
yeah, nobody
if I just-
following
if
the
I just
comments is
fucking-
gonna know who he is, and the internet's gonna start calling him Baby Hulk.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
absolutely what's
That's
gonna happen.
absolutely
Dude,
what's
if
gonna
I
happen.
just predicted the end of this show
We're
and
gonna-
like
his
I
name
willed
is
this into
Scar!
I think you
existence,
got it.
I don't want to do this show anymore. I'm out of here. I'm just gonna
Baby
move to
Hulk.
Alaska and never talk
No!
to anybody again.
Hashtag Baby Hulk.
You are gonna be right. You have to stay.
No.
And then there's gonna be memes about Baby Hulk with like Yoda ears on, and be like, "Look, it's Baby Yoda" and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. I think
Hulk
specifically because of
smash.
Baby Yoda, they can't do a Baby Scar. They just can't.
It's not.
Well, I don't
feel
think it's
like
gonna be a baby because
teenage.
like he would definitely be like at least like 5 to 6 years old.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be a teenager if anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like we don't know how he ages or whatever.
He
so
might
I think
age
it'll
like super
work
fast, like fucking Groot or something.
Well, when was the time between Ragnarok and Age of Ultron and Ragnarok? Like, what was the time? Because he teleported to Sakaar right after Age of Ultron.
I think like in
it
between
could
that
be
it was
older.
it was 2 years, and then 5 years after the snap.
5 years
like-
in the blip,
So
yeah.
like 7 years at least.
But also this show is taking place in the future. So
Well, like it wasn't only
like-
like a couple months in the
like,
future.
well, we're in. Okay.
I would say
yeah.
it's at least another year so far. I think we're another 1
Like
year
a
after.
couple like a year after the snap, maybe.
Yeah,
So we're
like
thinking,
that's.
7-8 years old.
But like now, I'm
at
thinking
the
he could be
most,
like
at the
he
oldest.
could age like twice as fast, so he could be like 16ish or whatever. Like
We're talking Earth years.
Well, wait. In Thor Ragnarok, they said that time works way differently on Sakaar.
Oh, there you go. There you
Oh
go.
shit! Yeah,
there
yeah,
it
you're
is.
right. Yeah.
There it is. It's all connected.
But here on
Cue the
Sakaar,
song.
All
theme song.
connected.
Because like
I'm so mad
like,
that
on
it's all
Earth,
connected, he says after
the Grandmaster
15
would have been like
minutes.
thousands of years old. So
yeah. But here on Sakaar,
God, kill
That's-
me now.
That's my favorite thing, Richard, is you're like, I'm so mad that this is all connected after 15 years of it.
it was all connected from the first Iron Man movie when Nick Fury came out after the.
I
after
was
the-
literally
I mean, this is,
screaming as a kid when I saw that. So
yeah,
like,
this is what this franchise is.
Look, man, I was screaming as a teenager when I saw that shit too, and the joy has just been sucked right out of me. And that's all I have to
That's-
say about
and
that.
that's what the working at Best Buy was.
Working at Best Buy really turned you into the person you
Dude,
are
that,
now.
that line triggered the fuck out of me, dude. There should have been a trigger warning on that episode.
If you
Trigger
worked at
warning
Best
for
Buy,
for
just
too
follow
real.
this
for
episode.
managers at Best Buy specifically.
Like I don't think that show was insulting you specifically.
Oh, it was.
They went at dude. No, they listen to the podcast. They're after me, dude. They know what I think about
This shit's
this dumb
popular
shit
enough.
That was
show.
the funniest segment I think that we just the rant on Best Buy. Oh man!
Fuck She-Hulk. This show sucks. I'm out of here.
All right, Richard,
I
tell
love
the
it.
people where they can find you.
Go watch my stream or don't. Whatever. I'm not your dad.
Hold up, let me put it in there for you.
I was gonna do that. Okay, but do I do? You do it actually. I'll just copy it later.
Isn't it just that? There we go.
It is.
Thanks.
And Till, where can the people find you?
I am at Till Plays everywhere. I play games and make videos. I sometimes make music under the name Uncertain Sound, and I also do a podcast called Spawn Trap, where we have a Marvel podcast called Hit Pause MCU, so you can go check that out.
Trying to
Hell
stage
yeah.
up our podcast, Marvel podcast.
What's that?
No, just nothing. I'm just trying to upplay our Marvel podcast. I'm just shitting with you. No, nothing.
Okay.
He's just trying to fight you over the computer.
Good luck with that.
I punched my monitor. Fuck you.
All right.
If everyone else is good, like, thank you all so much for showing up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Till. And I
Yeah,
guess
thanks for making me watch She-Hulk.
we didn't make you do
nice.
anything, man. You're here because you watch She-Hulk.
I swear, I didn't even want to watch She-Hulk until you guys asked me on the show.
Oh,
I
who
was
are
like,
we rating
God
into
damn it.
anyone?
If you can find anyone to rate into, for sure, but otherwise, like, it's all good. But next time we'll be live, we'll probably be on Tuesday for premiering Token Tuesday. Kaz and I are going to be making every monster in the monster manual on our different styles. So I'm going to be doing pixel art tokens, and he's going to be doing his
That's gonna be a lot.
semi-rubber hose, but like traditional style. So that'll be fun. We're starting off with Aarakocras. Everyone loves a bird, so that'll be
Big
fun.
car, motherfucker.
And then after that, yeah, we'll be back. I actually have a surgery next week, so maybe next week's She-Hulk might be postponed. We will see, but hopefully not. So
All right.
that's
Bye bye, everyone.
Maclunkey.
Maclunkey.
McClunky.
Avengers Ensemble.
Avengers.
Avengers.